This program is proudly brought to you by the VAFA Live Official app. With live scores, team stats, player stats and much, much more. Everything you need for the VAFA in the palm of your hand. Download it from the App Store or Google Play now.
Good afternoon, this is Gerard Gleeson at TH King Oval, where this afternoon St Kevin's Old Boys have beaten the old Melburnians by 19 points. I have with me Guy Martin, the head coach of St Kevin's Old Boys, and Billy Lloyd, one of the back six, who stood up manfully today against the old Melburnians. Guy, first to you. It's become fairly traditional now, a dour struggle with Melburnians, and I think the 19 points sort of it misrepresents the game. It felt like a one-goal game to me.
Yeah, it was really close the entire game, and we knew, they're 5-3 and sitting just below us on percentage. So they've got some really good players. Even their twos today, they had some top-notch players. So they're obviously going really well, and we were prepared for it. And I think that's the way they try and play. They like to scrap it out a little bit. And as you say, it was pretty tight all day. We just managed to sort of kick the odd goal more than them throughout the game. So.
Yeah. And Billy, to you. The back six held up really well. There's some big bodies down there for old Melburnians. You guys seem to hold your own in the air and then beat them on the run.
Yeah, we just tried to stay pretty composed down there when the ball did come to ground. The talls down there did their job and brought it down to us little fellas. So yeah, we just tried to stay composed and use the ball well out of the back half.
And Guy, I mean, you did look good in the open spaces. They were good in tight. They actually won the clearances. So tough game out there, but you looked good when you had the ball.
Yeah, that's what's the way we want to play, and the ultimate is trying to compete inside. And I think we've said that a few times throughout the year. If we can sort of square the stoppages or the contested work inside, we back our outside game against anyone. But on days like today, you're probably limited in how much you can do. Yeah. I thought the fourth quarter, the way we held onto the ball and maintained possession was pretty pleasing. And look, anytime we can get outside and run and carry and play that nice style of footy, we want to do it. But sometimes you just can't do it, and especially when it's a bit wet and muddy and slippery and stuff like that.
Yeah. And Billy, the back six changes virtually every week these days, but you all seem to play so well together. There's a great understanding down there.
Yeah, everyone just comes in and plays their role each week. Guys got us pretty well drilled, so yeah, one in, one out. It doesn't really matter. It's everyone just play your role and do your best.
Well, Guy, now it all starts again. You've played them all once and start the second round. What's your feeling going into the second half of the season?
Huge next 4 weeks. Trinity, Blues, Zavs, Collegians, the next 4 weeks. So that could really shape the top two, top four, whatever. How we go in the next month will really shape if we're a genuine chance to finish top two or if we're fighting for top four. So the next 4 weeks look, every game is huge, obviously, but the next 4 weeks against teams that are up there are really important. So just to take it 1 week at a time.
Good. Well, thanks for that, guys, and congratulations on a good dour victory. Now I'll pass over to my colleague Charles with the coach of the old Melburnians.
Thanks, Jared. I'm here with senior assistant coach Paul O'Connell. Paul, it was a really well contested game today. St Kevin's just too strong in the end. What did you take away from today's game?
Yeah, look, it was a dour game. There was no easy possessions out there. We were really keen to test ourselves against who we think are still the benchmark in the competition, and we just wanted to make sure that we gave a good account of ourselves, and I think we did by and large. But at the end of the day, St Kevin's old boys they had us at arm's length for pretty much the whole game, and their class just won out in the end.
St Kevin's were really influential. They played a really great outside game. Was there any message to the boys to try and limit their output there?
Yeah, absolutely. Stop them. The one way to do that is to actually win the ball yourself. So we put that on our inside midfielders to make sure that we control the clearances and the stoppages. We did pretty well, but when St Kevin's get a sniff of that their teammates are going to get the ball, their ability to spread from all over the ground, starting with their backline, is elite, and I think that's probably the biggest thing that separates them in this competition. So we were telling our boys that they had to be mindful not to ball watch, to reference the most dangerous and to try and stop their run from behind, but they're just elite at it all over the ground.
You talked about some of those inside midfielders. Angus Borthwick and even Thomas Paul, the captain, played a really great game today. What were your thoughts on their games? How good were they?
Well, Gus in particular was outstanding. He's an elite player. He hasn't played a bad game all year. He's been absolutely superb, and we're wrapped with the way that he's going about it. He's only a young fella. He's only 22, but he's a real leader by his actions. Tommy Paul, the skipper, was pretty good inside as well, and got us going in that third term. But at the end of the day, they weren't able to stem the flow.
Now, Old Kerry next week, another big game for the club. You're going to play them for the second time now. What are you most looking forward to for that game?
Message to our boys is there is no easy game in Premier Division. The ladder suggests that Old Kerry aren't doing as well as what they'd like to do, but they're a really good young side. They're really well coached. I've got a lot of respect for them. So if we're not on our game, then they'll hand it to us. So the challenge for the boys is to make sure that they're ready to go and that we play our game right from the get-go. Otherwise, Old Kerry will embarrass us.
Well, thanks for joining us today. Thanks to everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
This has been another Complete Sports Management production.